It'll be useful for us to talk about coding systems for a minute. Many parts of the healthcare system, including fee-for-service payment systems, rely on structures that involve coding. There are a couple types of coding systems that come up often enough that they deserve a look for us. One is the list of services that can be provided and can be billed in a fee-for-service system. You need to specify this list if you're going to set up a fee schedule. And there are different ways of doing this. There can be variations from country to country, and there have been variations over time. In the US, a common enumeration system is one we call the Current Procedure Terminology, or CPT. The CPT system has thousands and thousands of services enumerated in it that physicians can provide, and it gives each one a numeric or alphanumeric code. So if you're looking to set up a fee-for-service system, you can use the CPT structure with its version of the list of services out there that physicians can provide. If you hang around the healthcare system for a little while, do research or do work on it, try to understand payments, you will probably come across the CPT system eventually. A commonly encountered relative of CPT in the US is the Healthcare Common Procedure Coding System, or HCPCS. Sometimes people just say HCPCS. This takes the CPT code system and then adds on some additional things, so it's a bit bigger than the CPT structure and has some additional items included. There are other systems like this that also exist around the world and are used for payments and for other reasons. One is called ICD-10 PCS. That's a long mouthful. That stands for International Classification of Diseases 10th Revision Procedure Coding System, ICD-10 PCS. Depending on where you're working and what you're looking at, you may even need to become familiar with other systems too. In Canada, there's a Canadian classification of health interventions, and the UK has a system, for example. There are many different variants. So procedure codes are one thing. Another type of structure we should note is used to code diagnoses, the conditions that patients have. Fee-for-service systems also often require the submission of diagnosis information, and diagnoses can be coded for other reasons too. It's commonly provided through a coding system known as the ICD-10 system, the International Classification of Diseases, or ICD. And we're currently on version 10 of this, so people refer to ICD-10. Yes, you're right. A minute ago, we mentioned the ICD-10 PCS, the procedure coding system. Here, we're referring to just ICD-10 system, no PCS, which is a diagnosis coding system. In the ICD-10 system, there are enumerated thousands of different diagnoses or conditions that patients can have. Each one has a specific alphanumeric code, which you can write down and simplify communications about patient diagnoses. The real specifics of how either of these or all of these systems work is beyond our scope right now, and we're not going to go into all the details. But it's good to be aware of them and the vocabulary. Procedure codes and diagnosis codes are used by many organizations in many contexts, and I wouldn't be surprised if you encounter them pretty quickly if you work in this area.